What up, you guys? Today we're going to build a 4x8 platform with a custom cut rack extension that has to fit a TSS Combo Rack. This extension is going to be a little bit bigger than what's typical, so let's get going.
First thing we're going to do here is measure the tool offsets. We're going to use a few different bits to cut the logo into this platform, and we're going to let the machine go ahead and change between the bits on its own as it's cutting. Once we have all the offsets measured, we can go ahead and actually start carving and engraving the logo. This is all that I've got of the actual carving process, but once everything is cut with the 90-degree V-bit, we can go ahead and start working our way through and filling those pocketed areas out with some black epoxy. This logo is going to be pretty simple here. It's a single color logo, and unfortunately I didn't get any process of the finishing, but essentially once everything is filled with black epoxy and it's cured, we go back and sand it all flush. Once it's all sanded flush, it's ready for clear coat. As you can see here, I'm applying a clear coat to the wood insert with the logo on it, as well as the extension pieces that are going to be part of this platform. Once that's all done, we can go ahead and start building the frame of the platform. We're going to start by cutting all the 2x4s to size with the miter saw. I use a stop block here so that I can just quickly cut a whole bunch of different same size 2x4s to build the frame. And then we're going to go ahead and run some pocket holes so that we can run some pocket screws in, which will help hold the frame together. It's not really necessary, but just kind of helps with building the actual frame before we put the wood insert on the frame. And it does help with a little bit of rigidity. So definitely doesn't improve the structural quality of the platform at all, but definitely makes it easier on my end with building it to size, getting it to the right thickness, and then also with shipping and making it easy on the customer to build the platform when they get it. At this point, we have all the frames built for this platform, so we're going to go ahead and continue to add in the extension pieces to the frames. Once the frames are attached to the wood pieces, they are not removed, even by the customer. So they get shipped out like that, and there's only a few screws that I will actually remove that the customer will then have to put back in for easy assembly. Once that's done, we can go ahead and cut the rubber sides. I use a scribe to cut one line real quick and then go back with the razor blade to finish cutting all the way through. And then we go ahead and put the rubber sides on there. And now at this point, we're ready for the powder-coated metal edging. This is a silver color that the customer chose for this particular job. And this is 6061 2.5-inch aluminum edging. So unlike other platforms, instead of the platform being framed out, our platform frame is actually more like a cap, which covers the edges and just helps to protect from heavy foot traffic over time. As you can see here, we've got a close-up view of the final platform. Once it's all done, we have the nice shiny epoxy inlay logo, nice silver metal edging. We'll get a nice faraway look here. Looking great. That extension is, like I said, a lot wider than typical, and the rack that it's going with is actually going to sit on top of it. So once that's all done, we can go ahead and start building the pallet that the platform is going to ship out on. I'm using the same kind of 2x4s and some OSB plywood that I've ripped down into about 4 or 5-inch strips, and we're going to go ahead and build a custom-sized pallet for this. Some people ask me, like, why do you build a custom pallet? Well, this is a custom platform. It's an odd-shaped platform, so I need a custom pallet. And whenever I do custom pallets, everything always turns out way better than if I were to use just a standard pallet. Once everything's stacked on the pallet, we can go ahead and secure that top piece of cardboard with some cellophane wrapping, and then we'll cut our side pieces. These foam pieces that I'm cutting for the side are going to help just protect it in shipping and give it a little bit of a buffer space. Typically, the freight companies aren't nice to stuff that ships out, so I like to do everything that I can to make sure that the metal edging isn't going to get scratched. None of the platform underlayment pieces are going to get damaged from other pallets running into it or from them running my pallet into something else. Once that's all done, we can go ahead and grab the cellophane to wrap around the entire piece. Hold on there, I went a little fast. We're going to go ahead and strap it down with some black, what they call strap packs. Essentially what I'm doing is just strapping all of the material to the pallet itself so that if there's any shifting from transit, it's not going to cause any issues. Once that's done, then we can get the cellophane and start wrapping the cellophane. I go around approximately, I don't know how many times. I just go around until I think it looks good. And then once that is done going around that way, we can go around top and bottom to really just secure everything and keep it nice and tight.